Howdy y'all, this is Wayne from Dallas, Texas, home of this thing. Yeah, I don't know why that's a thing. But I'm just sitting here reacting to videos today to learn a little bit more about the UK and what I can see there whenever I come. I'm just kicked back, having some sweet tea. I know you generally have your tea hot, which I also enjoy. I have quite a bit of teas here in the house. What's your go-to tea? I also drink coffee every morning. So let's get to this video. It's called The Most Beautiful English Villages in the Cotswolds. Now this is something I've just heard of. I think there's some lovely places there that I'd like to see. So I'm really curious to get into this. It's by Memory Seekers. Put a link in the description. Let's get started.
This video will show you some of the prettiest villages, historical properties and the oldest pub in England. Let's get started right here in Combe. We're in the Cotswolds.
It's got to be pretty old. How far is this from London? And how do you get there? You take a train? Is it a nice drive in a car?
The Cotswolds is an expanse of sloping green hills and ancient picturesque towns and villages, 2 hours west of London. It is designated an area of outstanding natural beauty, and its quintessentially English charm spans 6 counties, predominantly Gloucestershire and Oxfordshire.
That's so cute.
The tiny village of Combe is our first stop, and it has been called the prettiest village in England. Fairy tale cottages, a parish church, and a few pubs adorn this sleepy village, frozen in time and unchanged since the 1600s. The honey-coloured limestone brickwork, synonymous with the Cotswolds, give a warming glow even on a cloudy day. As with many villages, parking is restricted, and you'll need to use the free car park at the top of the village and walk down, or try your luck with a few roadside spaces a little closer.
Why can't you park there?
The focal point of the village, the 14th century medieval Market Cross monument, was sadly boarded up for repairs, but you might recognise this area as used in Steven Spielberg's 2010 film War Horse. Another notable movie filmed in the village was the 1967 hit Dr. Dolittle with Rex Harrison.
I've seen that.
St Andrew's Parish Church is a Grade 1 listed building and typical of village churches built around the 13th century. The medieval clock is one of the oldest in the country.
Very quaint.
Most of the building has been replaced or restored over the years to the same design, but the tower is still the original 15th century structure.
Cemetery.
The village takes its name from the 12th century castle which stood about a quarter of a mile north of the village. Today there's nothing left of this structure.
Stunning.
If you're here during lunch, afternoon or evening, then a couple of pubs offer food and drink to the weary traveller, and in summer you can sit outside. Walking down the hill to the river you will pass the old rectory tea room and gift shop. Cream teas are available, but only if you pre-book. With all of our locations we'll put links in the description to help you. One of the classic and most photographed locations in the village is Down on Water Lane and the weavers' cottages that hug the By Brook. Back in the 15th century, weavers were deemed of high status for the felt work they accomplished on the cloth used in soldiers' uniforms. They could therefore pick prime property locations near rivers Due to the water they needed as part of the fulling process, this used hot water and agitation to shrink the wool into felted garments. Apparently one of the properties was home to the Blanket brothers, and it's believed to be the birthplace of the blanket. Driving the country lanes can be an adventure. Stepping just off the main road, the narrow lanes can catch you out with oncoming traffic or locals walking their dogs, so take care and drive slowly, especially if you're used to driving on the other side of the road.
Your roads are so small. So that was Castle Combe. Looks very interesting.
The 19th century artist and craftsman William Morris called Bibury the most beautiful village in England when he visited it. The village is known for its 17th century stone cottages with steeply pitched roofs and the famous Arlington Row weavers' cottages, which supplied cloth to the nearby Arlington Mill. Parking can be tricky here, with very few spaces in this chocolate.
So this was a big
village
textile
developed
area,
long before the motor car.
I guess. Did that mean you have to pay to use the toilet? The loo?
The US car manufacturer Henry Ford thought Arlington Row was an icon of England. On a trip to the Cotswolds, he tried to buy the entire row of houses to ship back to Michigan so that he could include them in Greenfield Village Museum. Luckily for us, his bid was unsuccessful. He did, however, manage to purchase
really
Rose
cool.
Cottage in the 1930s from the village of Chedworth, so a small piece of the Cotswolds made its way to America. Bibury has provided the backdrop of blockbuster films including Stardust and Bridget Jones' Diary.
A lot of films made here. I've seen Bridget Jones.
Walking in a loop along the pretty paths by the river, Arlington Mill appears. This is now a private residence, but once housed a museum with a collection of period costumes produced by the Arlington weavers that lived in the cottages we just showed you. Bibury should definitely not be missed on your Cotswolds tour.
It's really pretty. Definitely check out Bibury.
Burford is a small medieval town in West Oxfordshire and is often referred to as the southern gateway to the Cotswolds as people arrive from the east on the A40 from Oxford. The long sloping high street is a mix of pretty cottages and ancient shops that have changed little since the Tudor times. There are numerous tea rooms, craft stores, pubs and antique shops aplenty to entice you. Don't miss out on the side streets, which have charming, cute stores to view.
It looks bigger. I like candy.
The 15th century parish church of St John the Baptist is magnificent and well preserved. Work started back in the 12th century, originally funded by wealthy local farmers and merchants that had been successful in the local wool trade. They believed that making these donations would seal a place in heaven. The lengthy restoration of the church took place in the 1870s, bringing criticism from William Morris. The vicar at the time responded, "The church, sir, is mine, and if I choose to, I shall stand on my head in it." This inspired William Morris to establish the Society for the Protection of Ancient Buildings. The elaborate tomb of St. Lawrence Tanfield and his wife can be viewed in the North Chapel. Tanfield was a prominent lawyer and politician who established a country seat in Burford in the 1580s. However, his reputation for corruption and harshness with tenants was remembered long after he died. The church has some beautiful architecture and stained glass windows, and we highly recommend visiting on your walk around Burford.
Beautiful.
Next time, in part 2 of this video, we visit more stunning villages, a motor museum, the oldest pub in England, and the Folly Tower at Broadway. If you enjoyed part 1, please help us by liking and consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss next week's episode and our future videos. Until the next time, happy travels from the Memory Seekers.
Okay, that was a really good video, the Cotswolds. I didn't really know anything about that. Definitely would like to go there and see that sometimes. How many of you have been there? Does anyone live there that's watching the video? I'd love to see if you can leave me some comments. Let me know, like, what are the jobs there? There's probably not that many, especially some of those look very small. I guess it's mostly tourism. But yeah, definitely let me know if you live there, if you've been there. It's all just very interesting here in Dallas. We have some English architecture that mimics places like that, but obviously we don't have anything that cool. So yeah, I'd love to learn more and see it one day. If you get a minute, please like and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you later.